Hi, it's Rob Moore here from Progressive, and I'm on the couch with Halstead. Halstead, this is everyone.
Hello, everyone.
And everyone, this is Halstead. I'm really excited to have Halstead on the couch because actually, over the years, you'd have probably seen many of the superstars like Trevor and Jill and Becky and Martin and Francis and Jane. And there's been the dark horse, quiet superstar who hasn't even really told anyone what he's been doing, but has got an amazing story. And this is, I think it's the first time you've done a video with us, isn't it, sure. Halstead? So I'm really excited for you for what Halstead's about to tell you, what he's achieved, and also how maybe you could do the similar things. So let's rewind a bit pre-Progressive, Halstead. First things first, how long have you been in the Progressive community?
I've been in the Progressive community about a year now, so I've just signed up for my second year.
Okay, great. And before the Progressive community, why did you want to get into Progressive, into property and take it to the next level? What things in your life did you want to fix or sort out? Why did you kind of get involved?
Well, growing up, we didn't really have much money as children. One of four, my mum was on her own bringing us up. And my mum really needed to raise some money. Mm-hmm. So she had the house valued. And being the oldest boy, she pulled me to one side and she said, I think they've made a bit of a mistake with the valuation. She said that we only paid $1,200 for it, and they said it's worth $25,000.
Right.
And I thought, wow, in 14 years, it's gone from $1,200 to $25,000. I couldn't think of anything else that could grow at that sort of speed. So.
And how long ago was that?
So that is about 30 years ago, I suppose.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you've seen it grow for quite a long time.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
So I went out raising deposits to buy houses, and the main reason I was just trying to get the capital growth. So that's what I did. I got deposits and bought some houses.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so when you got to a year ago, you'd been doing that.
Yes. And
how many properties had you built in your portfolio?
16.
Okay. Would you say that kind of fairly the slow and steady way?
Slow and steady way. I would just borrow the money, put the deposit in and just leave it in.
But I mean, that's impressive in and of itself, 16 properties in how many years? 20 years, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got 16 before Progressive. So, people might be asking, well, why do you want to join Progressive community if you've already, it sounds like you're already doing pretty well. So why did you want to join, and what was the benefit to you?
Well, I read a book by Andy Shaw.
I'm only joking, he's a friend of mine.
And that just showed me that there was a different way of buying properties.
Yeah.
So I thought one of the things that said about, go off and get educated. So I decided to try and learn how to do it properly.
Sure.
Because before that, all those other properties, my money's tied up in the properties. Mm. And since being educated, I have bought 8 more where I've been able to get my money back out.
Sure.
Which I didn't know you were able to.
Right. So pre-Progressive you bought 16, post-Progressive you bought 8.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yep.
So 8 in a year. Tell us about those and how have you funded them and what's the cash flow and the equity? Give us the kind of vital statistics of them.
Okay. I've bought 4 with a mate of mine who does the refurbs. Main reason teaming up, he lent me the book to start with. Mm-hmm. I couldn't get any more mortgages.
Yeah.
He was going to do the refurbs, and we talked about him holding the mortgage. And at the time, because he'd not done anything like that before, he wasn't sure. But as we started doing them, so now he's got 4 in his name that we own jointly.
Right, so you JV'd with him because you can get finance.
I can get finance.
Which is obviously a really good way. A lot of people can't get mortgages, don't have good credit, or have bought too many, like yourself, couldn't get mortgages. Yeah. So that's a really good way of getting over it. Yeah. Okay, and carry on. Yeah.
And then, but that was really slow because we kept having to wait the 6 months to get our money back out. Yeah. And so we'd only bought 4, so there wasn't that many. And so then there's another guy who I do some fitness training with, and I was talking to him about the deals that I do, and he was saying about the deals that he does. Mm-hmm. And we decided that he's got some money, it was sitting in the bank, and that it wasn't earning much.
Sure.
So he was just saying, is there another way you can get a good return? So we decided to do property. So we had a meeting and we formed a company to do that.
Oh, right. So full-on JV.
Full-on JV,
okay.
Yeah.
We need to backtrack on this story a little bit because this story is brilliant. Okay. You're into your martial arts.
Yes, I am, yes.
And you're throwing this guy around and duffing him up, and then he gives you a load of money. So come on, you've got to tell us how that works.
Well, this guy, he wanted to get to be a black belt, and what I was just saying, like, I can help him do that. And so we meet a few times a week, and just from doing that, you know, we've just built up a relationship over a few years, you know, period of time, and we've got to know and like each other, become friends, and so yeah, he then said that he would put up some money for me.
Sure. And you know, what's the kind of rough amount of that money?
It's round about £1 million.
So not bad for giving someone a couple of beatings every now and again. I'm sure you were nice to him. But
I'm very nice to him.
I just think it's a brilliant story because, you know, there are a lot of technicalities of JVs, and of course, you know, we have so much training on where to raise the money and how to find the partners and how to structure it. But just in your everyday life and the things you do, if you talk to enough people, obviously there's deals out there to be done. There's people who've got money. Why do you think he invested in you? He's got £1 million. You formed a company, and he must be a smart guy. Must know what he's doing. Yes, so what was it from you that he wanted, do you think?
It's because that he'd seen how I'd built up my portfolio. He knew that I'd got knowledge. He knew that I went away on different weekends to learn how to get educated, and he'd seen that.
Do you think that's important?
I think it's very important. Yeah, definitely. As I said, you know, the properties that I've got before getting educated, I've got loads of money all tied up, which I'm going to have to wait for the market to rise to get the money back out.
Sure.
Where buying it this way, I've been able to turn it and keep going, so I'm able to keep buying. So definitely important to get educated.
Okay. Great. So that what's the sort of value and cash flow of your portfolio nowadays then?
So as in what before?
Why don't you just put it all together?
Oh right, gosh.
I know you didn't bring your spreadsheet. But
I would say so for my own portfolio, it's round about 3,500 cash flow after costs.
Is that a year or a month?
A month.
A month.
So yeah, 3,500 a month. And then with my other JV that I've got with R4, I think the cash flow is round about £1,000 a month.
And then you split that with him?
Yeah, split that with him. And then with the company that we've set, that's about 2,800 cash flow. And we've got 4 properties, and it's because there's no mortgages on those.
Sure. And then you split that as well, do you?
We split that, yeah.
Right, yeah. Great. And has that kind of money made a difference to your life?
Definitely. With the income is great. So what I need now is just to build up chunks of cash. But
sure.
The cash flow is brilliant.
Yeah. And what is it you do?
I obviously invest in property, but I teach fitness, so I'm a personal trainer. And I do network marketing.
Oh, okay. And where are you going to focus your time on now?
Well, my main thing is to try and help other people to do this. And I think that what I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to connect wealth and health to try and give people true life success, because I think that, you know, you can earn lots of money, but if you're not healthy enough to be able to live your dreams and whatever, so I see that those two go together. So what I'm looking to do is to find a product that I can do, so I can help people to connect those two together.
And now that you've made the kind of money that you want, that's become more important to you, has it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, good niche, I think. Okay, so someone watching this video must be very impressed. You're a very humbly successful guy. It's very inspirational. You know, I know you kind of did it slow and steady, and then you took yourself to the next level. But whether someone's watching and they're doing it already and want to take it to the next level, or they're just starting out, what would you say to that person to help them get where you've got?
So the first thing I would say is definitely you need to go off and get educated. You need to find out how to do these things properly. There's lots of different strategies, and there's going to be a strategy that will fit somebody. So everybody, there will be a strategy for you. Talking to people and just, you know, sharing what you've done either in the past, and it doesn't have to be just in property, it can be in anything, because people, you know, buy from people, and you just build up relationships. One of the good things, like with the progressive community, is that you know, we meet every month, and we're all like-minded people, and it can be a lonely business in property, so it's great to be able to come together. And people who have, you find they've had the same challenges as you.
Sure.
But they've found a solution to it.
And you live in the middle of nowhere as well.
I live in the middle of nowhere, so it's great.
At one of the VIP evenings, how many people that lived near you did we have in the same town or city? We had about 7 people, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you live where?
Ipswich.
Right, which apparently is in the middle of nowhere. What do I know? I live in Peterborough. Okay, great. So one final thing you'd say to someone. They've listened to this all, they agree about getting educated and blah, 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 but they're still sitting on the fence because, let's be honest, for all of us, myself included, because I spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on education and training, sometimes that's a hard step.
Yes.
You know, and I'm sure it is for you as well, even when you're making good money. So what would you say to someone, you know, with that kind of predicament? Or what if you don't have a lot of money?
If you don't have a lot of money. I think that you need to start, okay? So you need to try and find the money from somewhere to get yourself started. Because I'm sitting here, you know, looking back to what I've achieved, and I think that it's just been getting out there and just going and doing it. Because I knew what I wanted to do, what I wanted to achieve, I just only saw the end. And so all the bits in the pieces in the middle just sort of like came together because that's the direction I wanted to go. So anybody that's sitting on the fence, I just say, you know, you just got to get out there and do it.
Sure. And you know, however you package up or talk about joint ventures and no money down, you find a joint venture partner, they fund the deals, that's no money down to you.
Yeah.
And you know, a strategy you're using, which not many other people I know are using in the VIP program or probably outside of it, which is really clever, is you've set up a company with this person who's got a lot of money and they're not raising mortgages on the properties, which means you can buy them quicker, the cash flow's a lot more. And if you're getting 50% of unmortgaged cash flow, then that's really high.
Yeah.
So I think that that's really clever what you've done. And of course, you know, can we come down your gym and throw a few people around and get their money out of them that way?
You can try.
Yeah. Okay, well look, Halstead, I want to say thanks a lot, and obviously everyone who's watching this video must have enjoyed it. And keep us up to date,
Will do.
because I'm sure in a few months we'll get a check-in of your story.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you.